alone among the stars, and somehow not alone at all. Welcome, traveler, to Beyond the Atlas, a podcast exploring the infinite universe of No Man's Sky. I'm your host, Tyler, and this show is about exploration, lore, player stories, and the quiet moments that make this universe feel alive. Whether you're a veteran explorer or just waking up on your first planet, you're welcome here. And if you guys happen to hear any jingling in the background, those are my cats, so don't mind them. They're not going to harm anybody, I promise. This episode, we'll be discussing the newest update and expedition called Remnant, and go over our topic. But first, here's our tip of the week. Are you facing challenges in acquiring Nanites, especially if you're embarking on your first ever journey in No Man's Sky? As some of you are aware, Nanites are one of the various forms of currency in the game. They primarily serve as a means of purchasing technology upgrades from space stations and certain items from the anomaly. One of the most effective ways to gather a substantial amount of early game Nanites is by scanning all the fauna, or creatures, on any planet you land on. Within the Discoveries tab, the game will provide you with the number of creatures that can be found on the planet, along with their locations and the optimal times for scanning. As a reward for scanning and discovering all the creatures on a single planet, you'll receive between 700 and 2,000 Nanites, depending on the number of creatures you find. So, the more fauna you scan, the more Nanites you'll earn. And that is our tip of the week. There are numerous other tips I could share each week, but if that's not something that appeals to everyone, I'd be more than happy to hear your feedback. Otherwise, I am also very happy to provide any more tips that anyone would like. Before we delve into today's topic, I must address the latest free update for No Man's Sky, Remnant, and my experience with the new expedition that accompanied it. This new content introduced several features primarily focused on our Colossus Exocraft. To be honest, this update was not what I had anticipated, but I still welcomed it with open arms, because it's still some genuinely cool content that Hello Games has generously provided us for free. I can't emphasize this enough, because not many game developers offer new content for their games for free. The first thing I noticed upon loading the game was a change in the lighting in the anomaly. Now, I might have been going crazy or something, or perhaps they've updated their lighting engine. If anyone else noticed this as well, please let me know. If I'm just seeing things or going crazy, let me know that too, because it would be great to get some input on that matter. Yeah, thanks, Raymond. This expedition was unlike any other I've experienced in the game so far. Typically, you travel to various locations and planets to complete your objectives. However, this expedition is different. All objectives and phases take place on a single planet. I don't believe this has ever been done before as an expedition. I believe there's a very good reason why they chose this direction for this limited time event. To better prepare Hello Games multiplayer servers for the release of Light No Fire, which will take place on only one planet. Just something to think about. So, for this expedition, everyone begins on a single dry, sandy planet with salvageable scrap. Your first task is to locate the newest building type, waste processing plant. These areas house 4 separate machines that process various types of waste: toxic, radioactive, explosive, and regular metal scrap. Next, you're tasked with constructing the new gravity multitool, the Gravitino coil. This multitool enables you to collect all sorts of scrap items and transport them to your new flatbed and into the processors. It's quite enjoyable. Eventually, you're tasked with building a Colossus geobay and installing the new flatbed module, along with changing your tires to treads. Then you're sent off to find waste heaps and collect scrap and haul it back in your new truck, specifically bringing back the specialized waste to the processors. You'll also receive an excavation blade used for mining resources while traveling in your truck, which is pretty neat. It's a great passive way to collect resources. Additionally, you'll eventually receive mechanical legs for your truck, giving the Colossus an insect-like appearance as it traverses the dirt. It's fantastic. Throughout the different phases of the expedition, you'll receive some other cosmetics, but aside from that, that's essentially what you'll be doing: hauling waste back and forth from waste heaps to the waste processing plant. I was able to finish this expedition in less than a day, so it was definitely a shorter expedition compared to many others. Naturally, this expedition sparked some debate among No Man's Sky players. However, I thoroughly enjoyed it, despite the extensive traveling involved. I rarely use the Colossus Exocraft for anything while playing normally, but after all the new features added to it and the exciting new uses for them, I'll definitely be using it more frequently. The reward for completing the expedition is a new outfit called the Heirloom Set. And let me tell you, this outfit is absolutely stunning, especially with the fearsome visor. It's the best looking, yes it is, Raymond. It's the best looking outfit they've given to us so far. It also looks like it could be an outfit featured in Light No Fire. Just something to consider. Now, onto our topic for this episode. Alone, but not lonely. There's a particular feeling that No Man's Sky gives you. It isn't excitement, it isn't tension, and it isn't loneliness. It's being alone without feeling lonely. Today, I want to talk about that feeling and why it's so rare. In No Man's Sky, you spend a lot of time by yourself. Even when you know millions of players exist, even when discoveries are shared, even when the universe is populated, most of your moments are solitary. You land alone, you walk alone, you look up at unfamiliar skies alone. And yet, it doesn't feel empty. For a lot of players that have tried the game, they definitely feel like it's empty. But why doesn't it feel lonely? Loneliness usually comes from absence, but No Man's Sky doesn't withhold anything from you. There's no expectation to perform. There's no waiting for you to keep up. No pressure to be seen. You're allowed to exist quietly. That permission changes everything. Here's the difference between alone and lonely. Being alone is physical. Loneliness is emotional. No Man's Sky understands the difference. You can feel small without feeling insignificant. You can feel distant without feeling disconnected. You can feel quiet without feeling forgotten. The universe doesn't rush you. It doesn't judge you. It simply is. Why does this feel so comforting? We live in a world where silence is rare. Notifications, messages, feeds, metrics, even rest is often measured. No Man's Sky offers unmeasured time. Moments that don't need to be shared, experiences that don't need witnesses, beauty that exists even if you never tell anyone about it. That's powerful. I would like to share one of my many personal moments with this game. I once found a paradise planet that looked very close to Earth. Green plant life, trees, blue skies, and white clouds. It was uncanny. On that planet, there were these small circular alien creatures that flew in such a peculiar fashion. They spun as they flew. It was amazing. I switched my camera to first-person view, and I just walked for about 5 minutes straight, just staring at these creatures as they flew in an atmosphere so similar to a more beautiful Earth. Those are the moments people remember. So why does this matter? In a connected world, solitude is often treated as a problem to solve. No Man's Sky treats it as a space to breathe. It reminds us that being alone doesn't mean being broken. Quiet doesn't mean empty. Stillness doesn't mean stagnation. Sometimes it just means you're present. Before we go, I want to leave you with a question. Have you ever felt alone but peaceful while playing No Man's Sky? What moment made you feel that way? You don't have to answer out loud, but I think it's worth sitting with. Thanks for listening, traveler. If you enjoyed this episode, consider following the show and sharing it with another explorer. Wait. What's this? I found something. It's a signal fragment from somebody named Artemis. You are not alone. Comforting words, depending on who's saying them. Until next time, keep your fuel stocked, your scanner charged, and your eyes to the stars. This has been Beyond the Atlas.